everyone, and welcome to the Nakazuki Knits podcast. My name is Katie, and today is Friday, December 23rd, 2016, and this is episode 50. I'm really sorry I've been so lax with my podcast schedule recently. I know I said I was going to try and record every week, but I've really lost my mojo. I don't know what it is. I'm still doing a lot of work, like admin work for Nakazuki Knits, but otherwise I've felt really dragged out. I think it's partly because I'm not exercising right now, and I know that's an excuse, but yeah, it's the get up and go for the podcast kind of got up and left. But I wanted to see one last time before the end of the year. This will be the last scheduled podcast or planned podcast for 2016, and yeah, I want to say happy holidays and Merry Christmas or whatever you celebrate before 2016 left. And it's also the annual let's record the podcast in front of the Christmas tree, so I figured that would be good. It's really a dreary and snowy day here in Cochrane, so I am upstairs in our bonus room recording, so my light's obviously very different from what I normally have. Normally I'm against a very plain background, besides the Christmas tree too. But like I said, I want to get this up and out before Christmas. I'm definitely leaving it very much to the last minute, much like a lot of Christmas knitting. I'm actually all done my Christmas knitting. I only knit one gift this year, and I'm going to finish up some socks for my husband, and that's all I did. The socks are finished months ago, though. I've just needed to weave in the ends since I finished them. But that actually brings me into, let's start with faux. I finished the Slytherin socks, and I actually sat down and wove in all the ends this morning before I recorded the podcast. So there's a pair of Slytherin socks. These are knit out of Stitch Please, His Father Will Hear About It colorway, and size 1 2.25 millimeter needles, 56 stitches per sock, and full afterthought heels. I clipped the yarn and did a modified Laura Linneman afterthought heel in that I added an extra couple rows to the heel before I started the decreases. And yeah, the recipient has tiny feet, which is awesome. These socks actually went really fast. It's really funny because I was actually knitting socks at this time last year too, so these need to be blocked tonight so that they'll dry, and then I can wrap them tomorrow. That's the last minute part of this for this year for me. And then my works in progress is I'm actually knitting a pair of socks for me out of Ancient Arts Yarns Merino Silk. There's a Cowboy in My Boot colorway, and I'm knitting lacy socks. This is my first pair of lacy socks. I'm really enjoying them, and it's the Stars Aligned pattern by Barbara J. Brown. I received the yarn and the pattern in my last club package from Caroline, so I'm really enjoying these socks. I think I've got like 2 more inches on the foot, and then I will be done with the first sock, and then I will start the second sock. What else am I working on? This stuff I can't really show you right now because they're not really started, and I can't really tell you the other one. I'm currently working on a design pattern out of Ancient Arts Yarns Indulgence, which is their 65% silk, 35% linen blend yarn. It's a heavy lace. And then I'm also swatching for the Gramps cardigan. The Gramps cardigan by Kate Oates out of the Madeline Tosh Vintage, which is one of their worsted weight yarns that I got out at Beehive Wool Shop in Victoria in October. So I'm really excited to start that too. I think I'm going to cast on the design first. I just screwed it up the first time, like royally, and needed to make a couple changes to the cast on, so I'm actually going through and recasting that on. And then instead of a Christmas Eve sock cast on, I'm going to do if I've swatched and it's dry and I've got the measurements, I'm going to do Christmas Eve cardigan cast on. Gramps cardigan is, as per its name, a cardigan. I have been doing some reading this week. I finished Fate of the Tierling by Erica Johansson. I really don't know what to say about that book. I'm really glad the story is done. But I don't know how I feel about it. So the writing was really good. I think she really hit her stride in the second book, especially compared to the first book. This third book is also very strong. It's a very good entry into the actual trilogy, but I'm kind of over it. Especially after the wait I've had for that book. So the other one that I read is a book from the library, and I forgot to go get the author's name, but it's For the Love of God, Marie. It's a graphic novel. It is an adult graphic novel because it is a sexually graphic novel. But it's gorgeous. The story is really good. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed that. I sat down and read it in an evening. That's another thing I really like about graphic novels, is you can sit down and read them really quickly. So I enjoyed that, and not just for the naughty bits, I enjoyed the story too. I think it was a really strong story, and like I said, gorgeous artwork as well. So I actually had my reading challenge with Goodreads this year. I'm not going to meet my goal. My goal was 85 books and I've read 63. So I've done pretty good, but not as spectacularly as the past few years, but that's okay. Let's see, what else have I done? I've got a whole stack of to-be-read books beside on my bedside table. I got really lucky at the library the other day, and they had a bunch of the new young adult books that I wanted, so I went and picked them up. I have The Rebel of the Sands and The Crown's Game. Those were two that I really want to read. They've been on my to-be-read list for a bit. And then they're going to be getting 3 Dark Crowns here soon, so I'm really excited for all 3 of those. And 2 of them I have on my bedside, and then there's another one. But anyway, you'll hear about them once I start reading them, or if I attempt to read them and don't like them, I'll let you know. Fate of the Tierling, by the way, is definitely an adult fiction as well, although this one's a little bit more tame. It's got some gore, that's for sure. Let's see. I am co-hosting a Cal with One More Row, Susan, and unfortunately I was not able to access Ravelry to pull up all the rules before I recorded, but what I will do is I will be putting a Cal thread up in the Ravelry group, and that's where you can find all the information for the Cal. It's going to run from... Actually, no, I'm not even going to chat about it. It will all be up in the Ravelry group, and a link will be in the show notes. The show notes can now be found at nekuzukiknits.com, and you can go through and actually read all about it there. That's the easiest way for me to communicate this to you right now, because I wasn't able to access the rules. And I know that it will be a double dip Cal, obviously. You can double dip in any other Cals that you participate in at the same time. We don't mind. There is a theme to it of comfort and joy. And basically it's anything you would like, but again, just check out the Ravelry group and all the information will be there, and I will show prizes next podcast and go over the rules better then as well. It does start January 1st. And let's see, obviously it's nearly Christmas, and that's pretty much all there is to say. I haven't done any baking this year, which is okay. I'm going to try a right side up pineapple crumble, I think, tomorrow for Christmas Eve. I'm going over to my in-laws, and they always do a Christmas Eve thing. You bring snacks, and we play games and everything like that. So I'm going to do my traditional cheese ball, and then I'm going to do a couple experimental things. I made some dark chocolate sea salt popcorn the other day, which I think I'm going to repeat for that. And then this pineapple crumbly cake that's baked in a cast iron pan, so for something a little bit different. And margaritas. Have to have that festive lime green drink. I'm really excited for that though. There was something else I was going to talk about in chatter. Oh, we went and saw let's see, a couple weeks ago we went and saw Moana, and that was so good. If you haven't seen it, I really recommend it. It's what I expected out of Brave based on their advertising for that movie. And then this week we went and saw Rogue One. which I think is a really strong entry into the Star Wars universe. It answers a lot of questions, and I think it's awesome. But for various reasons, and I'm not going to spoil it here, I think I do prefer Force Awakens. But that's just me. I think it's a really good entry, like I said, and a really strong one to the Star Wars series, and that's as much as I will say about it. Let's see. Oh, and we got Daily a heating pad the other day because I was out and about, and it was, last time I recorded, I think it was really chilly as well. It was like -20 with a -30 wind chill. And she likes to sleep in Dallas's recliner, and she was like in there, and like she's already tiny, but she was like so bunched up and so tight that it had to be super uncomfortable. So we actually got her a heating pad, and she is so much happier. She's been sleeping in it, and she's kind of sprawling out. She's had a lot more energy, which is really nice too. So it's obviously a good move. And then that brings me to business and shop news. So obviously we're closing out 2016. I did mention that there are going to be some changes for 2017, and so I will tell you what those are going to be. If you don't want to hear about shop news, I completely understand. And so I will chat to you in the new year. Have a fantastic holiday season, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. And if you don't celebrate the holidays at all, have a fantastic last week of 2016, and a happy new year. I will see you in 2017. If you would like to hear the shop news, stick around. The really good news is I'm actually going to be hosting a 20% off Boxing Day sale, and you can participate in that by using coupon BoxingDay20. I will put that note down here. Hopefully I see this note, because I do this every time and then I don't see it. So I'm gonna wave my hand back and forth because it's magic. Boxing Day 20, and that will get you 20% off all product, but for Obi bags and the club. Unfortunately, I can't discount those right now. This will also help kind of clear out a little bit of the old stock, and they're all fantastic bags, but it's time to introduce a few new things, especially with how much fabric I brought back from Japan. And then that's going to be available from December 26th until June, I almost said June, until January 2nd. And again, not applicable to the club or the Obi bags. Sorry, there's a cat coming up to visit, and I would love him to come up onto the podcast for the last one. Prices will be increasing as of anything added to the shop after January 1st, 2017. So this will not affect Obi bags or the club shipments, and it will not affect the 1 month club subscriptions. Those are going to remain the same price. What it is going to affect is anything new that I put up into the shop from the Japanese fabrics. Sorry, he's right here. This is Remy, Tiny Overlord 1, and Quality Control Inspector. He makes sure that all of your bags come out nice. Anyway, as I've mentioned before, I need to increase my prices to create a more sustainable business, because currently I have had a lot of growth, but it is not sustainable. And I want to be able to offer high quality bags in high quality fabrics, and it has to kind of go that way. I will not announce the price changes here simply because I don't think that is something to do. They will, however, be on everything in the actual shop. Obviously, I will be announcing actual shop updates once I actually start it. I will record and still preview them for you. But yeah, I'm planning the first shop update in about the second week of January, around the 10th or so of January itself. January 9th or 10th, I think. I can't remember what the Monday is of that. Let's see, what else is there? Oh yeah, and that price, that price hike will not affect the club subscriptions for the 1 month subscriptions. Although it's still beneficial for you to sign up for the 3-month subscription because you only pay for shipping once. And I have structured the prices a little bit differently for the 3-month subscription. So definitely check that out. Sign-ups for the club are open until January 15th, 2017. And then that first shipment will be going out February 1st. And then what is it, February 1st, April 1st, and June 1st, like that first week, I guess, in those months. And then the last thing for this year is make sure to check out my Instagram, because I am doing a holiday weekend giveaway. It's running from today, December 23rd, until noon on Tuesday, December 27th, 2016. And all the details are there. You need to be following Nekozuki Knits on Instagram, and you also need to hashtag it with the hashtag on the actual photo as a repost itself. It's the hashtag NK Holiday Giveaway 2016. I'm not going to put that up here because I will miss it, and because you should be following me on Instagram. All the information is there for it as well. It's a afternoon tea box bag, so I hope that you guys can come over and enter that, and that you will be able to take advantage of the Boxing Day sale as well. Yeah, and don't forget that the 3-month subscriptions are open till January 15th, so you know, if you get some money for Christmas, you should come over. And so from me and Remy, happy holidays, everyone, and I hope to see you in 2017. I hope you have a fantastic holiday season, and I will chat with you all in a couple weeks. Bye.